Hello, this is Mark Copeland for my week 8 vlog. This is the next Eva and Franco Monte's reading that we've done. So for the question 1 about the Surface, the when they stole Surface and republished it. Um, it's kind of, I don't know. You say stole in the quotations marks on the website, and I think it's good to put those in quotation marks because it's weird to say they stole it, because if it's not copyrighted, properly, and it is for anyone, and once you put something up on the internet, it can go anywhere, especially if it's not copyrighted correctly. Um, and so, I think it says that I guess they were trying to say that art is for everyone, and it should be for everyone. And if you're not gonna, and if you're not gonna break it down into just you, if you're not gonna own it and exclude it from the rest of society, then they're gonna blow it up and make it for everyone, and make sure that everyone sees it. Um, I mean, uh, they were kind of asking for it a little bit, I think. um, so for number 2, some of the differences between hacktivism and even Franco's theft. Uh, it's Even Franco were more trying to use it in an artistic way. I see kind of them they have like a point behind it. They're not just trying to steal things for themselves. There's a point behind it, and there's someone else is gonna understand it. It's not just for them. Um, but hacktivism, it's kind of trying to take something, but it's not. It's not. I feel like even Franco have a better um, reason to do it, I guess. Uh, it's more for something, and it's more for people. Um, where hacktivism is kind of just, it's personal. You're trying to take something for you or something like that, um, and it's not really. It doesn't have as good of a reason. Um, Number 3. So the Nike swoosh in Vienna. I felt it was less. Uh, I was less offended after it was like I learned that it was art and stuff like that. Um, and It kind of showed, like, about like consumerism in America, and it showed a lot about the Nike company. Um, and if people didn't know about the sweatshops, or uh, just how Nike was run, then a lot of people might not know about it today. But I know a lot of people um, think of Nike as a kind of a sweatshop thing, and I know this probably. I think it helped a lot to just show the world like what is going on. A lot of people don't really always look into companies, and there's a lot of companies in the world that we buy products from every day, or every so often, that it's weird that not everyone always looks into that. Um, so hopefully it showed people to look into things more, especially about what they're buying. Uh, so for number 4, the Second Life. Uh, the avatar is like a portrait, um, but it's not. It's not the same. It's kind of like a self portrait, because you make it yourself, um, but you can make it in any way you want to, like how you were showing us on Tuesday, how people. There's one girl who uh, is in a wheelchair, and she made her Second Life avatar in a wheelchair, and uh, how another one made her like skinnier. So it's a portrait because you can make it in resemblance of yourself, but it's in resemblance of yourself, of how you want to be seen and how you are portraying yourself in your mind. So it won't always be physically accurate, as some people showed, and it definitely can't have the um, same qualities as a real person, because Second Life it just doesn't have the same emotions that real people have. So it can never be exactly like someone, but a portrait is kind of a good way to explain it, I think. Um, so synthetic performances, for number five, um, it's kind of concerns about it is plagiarism, and just how people are taking other people's performance and stuff like that, and just it there is like a copy thing going on in plagiarism, and how people can take others' performances and whatever, and like make them their own and get credit for it, or it's just it's definitely not right to take credit for somebody else's work, and uh, it seems like that's what's been doing or what's been going on, and it's just not original at times too. I never think it's original if you're taking off somebody else's work, because then it's like you're barely even doing anything for it. It's not your own work. You're not putting in work into it. You're just taking somebody else's and getting credit for it. So how should you be called an artist if all your art is somebody else's? Um, Number six, right? Yeah. Um, so these performances, um, well, for a history kind of thing, like people's views change throughout history and throughout time. So uh, everything's different in how people react to things at different time periods in their life, or in different time periods of a decade, or of anything. You might view things differently than you did a week ago, and you might view things differently than you did 10 years ago. And society might view things different, will view things differently hundreds of years ago than they do today. Um, oh, and also just the thing how things can be modernized, which is mostly about time. It just, things look, and just everything can be different today than it was years ago, decades ago. Everything changes with time. Seven. What is Mate's art about? It, I think it's about kind of awareness, um, and kind of how that, like, just society and media, and how sometimes the media doesn't really see what is right in front of their faces sometimes. Um, and it's definitely about an audience who is viewing um, this, who is taking this information and actually doing something about it, or at least learning about it. Because if their audience doesn't care, then it wouldn't matter, because nobody would care and nobody would listen or learn. Um, so I think it's definitely about awareness, mainly, and letting people know, if it's the Nike swoosh thing, or whatever, it's letting people be aware, knowing what's going on, because not everyone wants to say it. The meaning of flogging a dead horse, well, I guess it's pretty much the same as beating a dead horse. So it's kind of like, um, if you have a point to make it, but you don't need to make that point every so often, over and over and over again. Uh, if you're flogging a dead horse or beating a dead horse, you're kind of just trying to really, I don't know, get a point into someone's mind, and not, uh, you're kind of you're being a dead horse. You're being redundant about it, and you're being repetitive. And people are, if somebody says that, it means they already know the point, and you just keep repeating yourself and repeating yourself when people already know. Um, I feel like I'm flogging a dead horse right now. Uh, this is it for my week 8 video. I hope you liked it.